In this lecture, we will study different situations that need prioritization, and also we will solve many quizzes and look through the practice quizzes too. Understanding and prioritizing NCLEX questions. One of the most common questions in NCLEX is prioritizing the actions. You may encounter statements that have similar sense in the questions like, what action must be taken next? What should a nurse follow? Which action should be kept on first priority? What should be done immediately? Which of the following option is the best for this situation? Which of the actions is most appropriate? This is one of the main question types in the NCLEX examination. We can prioritize based on different topics. Prioritization based on situation, which includes urgent, medium, and situations needing least priority. Prioritization based on emergency triage. Prioritization based on nursing or medical situations. Prioritization following Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and prioritization following ABC. Urgent priority. In this condition, situations that demand immediate intervention that would otherwise harm the patient or would be life-threatening if not followed otherwise gain the first priority. Remember these situations that will gain the first priority if you are given other options in the question. Medium priority. Those actions that need second actions following the highest priority falls in this group. These actions can be delayed by a little time, but should be followed as soon as highest priority action is taken. Least priority. Sometimes, many situations need least priority. These are the situations that should be followed last. These are not directly related to saving the life of the patient, and so can be delayed if there are other demanding cases where we need to focus to save their life. We can also prioritize the situations based on the emergency triage, which is generally followed for the disaster management. If there are many situations or cases and lack of manpower, the cases which need more care to save the life is given more priority. Please see the following table, which will help you to understand this concept in depth. Which of the following is the correct priority order based on the red, yellow, and green system? The options given to you on the screen are Option A, first, 56-year-old male with chest pain. Second, 30-year-old woman with open arm fracture. Third, 40-year-old male with minor laceration. Option B, first, 30-year-old woman with open arm fracture. Then, 56-year-old male with chest pain. And then, 40-year-old male with minor laceration. Option C, first, 40-year-old male with minor laceration. Second, 30-year-old woman with open arm fracture. And third, 56-year-old male with chest pain. Option D, first, 56-year-old male with chest pain. Then, 40-year-old male with minor laceration. And then, 30-year-old woman with open arm fracture. Let me reveal the answer to this question. You can pause the video if you want to guess yourself or need more time to go through the question. The correct answer is Option A. First, prioritize 56-year-old male with chest pain. Then, 30-year-old woman with open arm fracture, followed by 40-year-old male with minor laceration. The 56-year-old male with chest pain, difficulty breathing, and dizziness falls into the red or emergent zone because these symptoms indicate a life-threatening condition, such as a heart attack. The 30-year-old woman with an open arm fracture is classified as yellow or urgent, since while it's serious, it's not immediately life-threatening, but requires prompt treatment. The 40-year-old male with a minor laceration is classified as green or non-urgent, because it's a minor injury that doesn't require immediate attention. Option B is incorrect. The 30-year-old woman with an open arm fracture should not be prioritized over the 56-year-old male with chest pain. The open fracture is urgent, but the chest pain is life-threatening and requires immediate attention. Option C is also incorrect. The 40-year-old male with a minor laceration should never be prioritized over the 56-year-old male with chest pain. Minor injuries like a laceration are green or non-urgent and can wait. Option D is also incorrect. While the 56-year-old male with chest pain is correctly placed in the red zone, the 40-year-old male with a minor laceration should not be prioritized over the 30-year-old woman with an open fracture, which is more urgent and requires attention sooner. Hey, if you're looking for a solid resource to practice questions and answers as you get ready for the NCLEX, I've got a recommendation that might really help you out. I recently found the Next Gen NCLEX R and Practice Question Bank, big book of question-answer practice, and it was super helpful for preparation of this video as well. If you're trying to get comfortable with the new next generation NCLEX format, this book is definitely worth checking out. It's got daily practice questions that are designed to reflect what you'll see on the exam, which is awesome because it gets you into the right mindset. Plus, after each question, you get detailed explanations so you'll not only know the right answer but understand why it's right and why the other options are wrong. That really helps you build your critical thinking, which is key for the NCLEX. I also love that it includes study tips and strategies specifically tailored for the NGN format. And if you're like me and need a little motivation, it has success stories and insights from other nurses, which really keep you inspired throughout your prep. If you're looking to practice and build confidence, this could be a great resource to add to your study routine. It's structured so you can stay on track and focus on mastering the material step by step. Just thought I'd share in case you're looking for something to really help with those practice questions. You've got this. If a nurse is assigned multiple jobs or clients in emergencies, she has to take care of the time, resources, and the order of priority care that should be given. So, prioritizing care also demands to see the resources available in the facility and the time available. A nurse is assigned to 4 different clients. Which of these clients need the least priority based on the situational description? A patient suspected with myocardial infarction who has stopped breathing. A lung tuberculosis patient who wants support with her bed elevation. A patient who is feeling dizzy after falling due to low BP. A patient who is admitted with history of seizures with secretions coming out of mouth. The correct answer to this question is answer number 2. It's quite clear that she is not in any life-threatening situation, and also this condition is not directly linked to the disease she is in. All options are either of high or intermediate priority. Okay, let me change the question. Can you prioritize the nursing actions? Okay, so from the least prioritization, we already know that option number 2 is of low priority. We have to follow CABC, which is a slight modification of ABC. C before ABC stands for CPR, and this is done to the patients who have stopped breathing, and if it continues for some minutes. The patient may die, so number 1 priority should be option no 1. The patient has stopped breathing, so needs immediate CPR. Which option is the next? Remember CABC. The second option is clearing the airways. The question mentions that there is mucus secretion with seizure. Such patients may also have tongue rolled up blocking the airway. We have to pull the tongue out or clear out the secretions. This could be of second priority case. Next is option 3. The patient is feeling dizzy and has low BP. This is a circulatory issue. So, given an option to choose the patient case in an emergency between these 4 patients, the order mentioned should be followed. I hope this was interesting and meaningful to understanding the nursing priority. A 64-year-old male patient is brought to the emergency department with chest pain, sweating, and difficulty breathing. The patient is conscious but shows signs of distress. He is diagnosed with a suspected myocardial infarction. The healthcare team immediately begins assessing the patient's condition. The nurse follows the emergency protocols and begins the assessment. Which of the following statements made by the nurse is not correct? The option given to you on the screen are: Option A. The nurse should prioritize airway, breathing, and circulation, ABC, in that order. Option B. In case of a suspected myocardial infarction with the patient unconscious and not breathing, the nurse should start CPR immediately following the CABC protocol. Option C. The nurse should monitor blood pressure before ensuring the patient's airway is clear and breathing is adequate. Option D. If the patient is conscious and breathing, ensuring the airway and breathing are maintained should be the first priority. Let me reveal the answer to this question. You can pause the video and try guess the answer. The correct answer to this question is option C, which says the nurse should monitor blood pressure before ensuring the patient's airway is clear and breathing is adequate. Option A, the nurse should prioritize airway, breathing, and circulation, ABC, in that order is correct and true. In an emergency, airway is the first priority, followed by breathing and then circulation. Ensuring these functions is crucial for life support. Option B, in case of a suspected myocardial infarction with the patient unconscious and not breathing, the nurse should start CPR immediately following the CABC protocol is correct and true. In cases of unconsciousness and no breathing, especially with a suspected MI, the nurse follows CABC, circulation, airway, breathing, starting CPR to maintain circulation first. Option C, the nurse should monitor blood pressure before ensuring the patient's airway is clear and breathing is adequate is incorrect and is false. The airway and breathing must be prioritized over blood pressure monitoring. Blood pressure is irrelevant if the patient can't breathe or has an obstructed airway. Option D, if the patient is conscious and breathing, ensuring the airway and breathing are maintained should be the first priority is correct and is true. Even if the patient is conscious, the airway and breathing must be checked first to ensure proper oxygenation and ventilation. So the summary is simple. The correct answer is C, as blood pressure should not be prioritized over airway and breathing. Prioritizing based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Another technique to prioritize is using the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow mentioned that there are 5 levels of needs of the individuals, which for our use can be translated in the needs of the patients. First is the physiological need of the patient. These are those needs that are needed for the survival. You should omit all other answer if there is an option in priority that mentions the survival needs. Example of physiological needs are nutrition, oxygen, clothes, shelter. Second is the Maslow's need is the safety needs. It is also associated with privacy, health, and property. Third is the social need. Family and friends come here. The fourth point on the Maslow's need is the esteem, which covers respect, giving confidence to the patient, making him or her feel good, etc. The fifth is self-actualization. Things like morality, humanity, creativity, etc. falls in this domain. Let's take an example. A COPD patient is complaining of some discomfort in breathing. The family members are in panic. Which of the following nursing actions would be the first priority? First option, provide supplemental oxygen. Second option, take oral corticosteroids to reduce the inflammation. Third option, give quick-acting inhaler. Fourth option, ease the family members by telling that the patient is now in safe hands and they would do their best. Using Maslow's need, let's classify which class do these options falls in. First option is physiological need. Oxygen is being given. Second, this is a safety need. Inflammation is being reduced. Corticosteroids reduce swelling and may help to widen your airways to let more air in and out of your lungs. Third is physiological need. This is a quick need to save the life of patient. The last is social need. The friends and family must be pacified. So according to Maslow's need, option 1 and 3 could be the answer. First of all, the constricted lung muscles must be relaxed. Common short-acting bronchodilators are anticholinergics and beta-2 agonists, which could be used in this situation. After this, based on situation, the patient can be kept in oxygen therapy. How are you finding the lectures so far? We took some cases and examples of prioritization. You need to really work hard on this topic because these types of questions are most common in the NCLEX examination. A 45-year-old patient with severe malnutrition is admitted to the hospital. Based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which of the following is the correct order of actions the nurse should take to prioritize care? The options given to you on the screen are: Option A, start by discussing the patient's personal goals and growth, then focus on building the patient's confidence, followed by family involvement, ensuring safety, and finally addressing nutrition. Option B, first stabilize the patient's nutrition, then ensure safety in the environment, followed by involving the family, encouraging physical activities to boost confidence, and eventually discussing long-term personal growth. Option C, begin by involving the family, then ensure the patient's safety, focus on self-actualization, and finally, address nutrition and physical activities. Option D, prioritize the patient's confidence and self-actualization, then address safety, nutrition, and family involvement. Let me reveal the answer to this question. You can pause the video and try guess the answer. The correct answer is option B. First, stabilize the patient's nutrition, then ensure safety in the environment, followed by involving the family, encouraging physical activities to boost confidence, and eventually discussing long-term personal growth. Option A, start by discussing the patient's personal goals and growth, then focus on building the patient's confidence, followed by family involvement, ensuring safety, and finally addressing nutrition. This is wrong because self-actualization or personal goals should only be addressed after physiological or nutrition and safety needs are met. Focusing on personal growth too early neglects basic survival needs. Option B, first stabilize the patient's nutrition, then ensure safety in the environment, followed by involving the family, encouraging physical activities to boost confidence, and eventually discussing long-term personal growth. This is the correct order. Nutrition comes first, which is physiological needs, followed by safety, social needs with his family, esteem needs or confidence, and then self-actualization or personal growth, as per Maslow's hierarchy. Option C, begin by involving the family, then ensure the patient's safety, focus on self-actualization, and finally address nutrition and physical activities. This is wrong because family involvement and self-actualization should come after addressing basic nutrition and safety needs. Ignoring survival needs puts the patient at risk. Option D, prioritize the patient's confidence and self-actualization, then address safety, nutrition, and family involvement. This is wrong because esteem and self-actualization should not be prioritized over nutrition and safety, which are basic survival needs. B is correct because it follows the proper order: nutrition, safety, family involvement, confidence, and then personal growth. Hey, I just wanted to quickly share something with you that I think could make all the difference as you prepare for the NCLEX RN. I know how stressful it can be, especially when you're balancing everything: clinical hours, coursework, life, and trying to carve out time to study. Trust me, I've been there. That's why I highly recommend checking out the 4 weeks to NCLEX RN questions and answers practice guide. It's a taken for preparation of this video. What's awesome about this guide is how it's designed specifically for busy students like you. It breaks everything down into manageable weekly goals, so you're not overwhelmed and you know exactly what to focus on each week. The structure is simple but really effective. Week 1 sets you up with foundational strategies and helps you get comfortable with the question formats. Week 2 digs into the core nursing concepts, things like patient safety, prioritization, and critical care. Week 3 covers pharmacology and body systems, which we all know can feel like a huge challenge. Then, Week 4 is all about practice realistic exam simulations and reviews that really help you gauge where you stand. What I love most about this guide is that it doesn't just focus on the right answers. It's all about understanding why the correct answers are right and why the others aren't. It really teaches you to think critically, which is such a huge part of the NCLEX. If you're looking for something to help you stay on track without adding more stress, this guide is worth checking out. I really think it could make your prep a lot smoother and most importantly, help you feel more ready. Good luck. You've got this.